My name is Emanuel Price, founder of SCAFE. First of all, thank you, Reverend Kate, for having us, and I'm humbled and honored to be up here with such great people on this panel. And I'll just talk about a little bit about my experience. I created SCAFE, which is Second Chance for Everyone. It's a nonprofit organization about 5 years ago, out of my own frustrations. And I'll kind of give you a backstory about myself. So, I was born and raised in Portland, Oregon, to a two-parent home, middle-class family, 17th and Fremont, which is Sabin, Beaumont, and Grant. And I decided to go to HBCU, so that is a historically black college university. So I went to Virginia Union University to get the whole black culture experience and, to be around some people who looked like me, who spoke like me, and kind of get that whole experience. Majored in business management, came home every year, every summer to see my family and friends. Going into my senior year, I came back to Portland and inadvertently got caught with the wrong people. Committed a crime, ended up doing about 4.5 years of my life in prison. So I did not finish my senior year in Virginia. I actually finished it in the prison penitentiary correctional facility system. So going into that, it was just like a new world for me. I knew a lot of people, sadly, because I saw people from high school and middle school, and that's when I began to know that we were being locked up like crazy. A lot of people that I hadn't seen in a while, this is where they were. A lot of people that I played soccer with and football with, this is where they were. So going through that whole experience and then getting out and transitioning back into society, I found that there was, during the experience, there was not many resources in there. In fact, they don't do anything to help you to better yourself. There's no support services. It's a whole other world. It's basically like if we all go in and walk into a lion's den, none of us would have never been in a lion's den with lions. So we have to acclimate ourselves to learn how to survive, how to growl and roar. Even though we're not lions, we're going to do everything we can to fit in. And that's how I felt. So being in there and seeing everybody with different nationalities, different crimes, it was disheartening to see so many people that I've grown up with who were in there, who I knew when they got out probably would go back and reoffend because there's not a lot of services in there to help you transition into society successfully. So upon my release, I got out, went back to school, continued my education as much as I could, but it always came back down to that one question, like, have you been convicted of a felony? Or what did you do to land yourself in this position? And it didn't matter, how many people gave me a great reference or how much education I completed or how many references I had. It still came down to that question of my background. So after going through several reentry services and different programs around Oregon, I found it was just really hard for me to get help. And it's not that I didn't want to work, and it's not that I was above flipping burgers or serving drinks, because I've done all that. I've bartended, I've served pizza, I've driven, I've done everything. But I knew that I wanted more for myself. And I knew that if somebody like myself, who grew up in a two-parent home, middle-class family, had some great education, come from a very strong spiritual church upbringing, I knew if it was hard for me to get out and experience all these barriers, then I only imagined how hard it would be for people who didn't have formal education, or for people who didn't have siblings or a two-parent home or a strong community to come back to. So that's why I created SCAFE. And something that I was just writing down, listening to everybody, is that African Americans are 6 times more likely to be incarcerated than the white counterparts. Now, even though I came from a great home and I knew better and all that, I still was a victim of those people who I thought were stupid and dumb, and then I became one of those stupid and dumb people. Not to say everybody that's incarcerated is ignorant and stupid, but sometimes, my thinking was that I would never go down that road. That will never affect me because I was just on a whole other level, but I ended up being affected by it. So, fast forwarding into now, getting out, starting SCAFE, learning how to align my beliefs with different businesses and local nonprofits to make sure that we can help provide different types of services for men and women who are getting out. So some of the things we do is that we go into the community and we talk to a lot of different businesses, a lot of different nonprofits, a lot of local grocery stores to see if they would be willing to, one, let a man or a woman volunteer Let them work, let them disclose their history. And I'm pretty much the liaison for these guys and girls, men and women, excuse me. And just to empower them and kind of give them the basic tools that we already have. Like, we know how to click and paste. We know how to sit here and listen and be attentive and put our hands in our lap and be very aware. But sometimes grown men don't know how to do that. And I find that if we can equip them with those tools, then we can reduce recidivism. We could build up stronger communities. We could enhance stronger families, and they kind of just get away from this cycle that has been plaguing our community and everybody for so long. Some of the changes that I would like to see, or that I think should happen in the near future inside of the prison walls, is just having more entrepreneurial ideas and opportunities for the men and women. Allowing them to be very competent with computer skills. Everything is ran by computer nowadays. Allowing them to have, or creating maybe, not I want to say a different curriculum, but adding to a curriculum that they already have, because the curriculum and the things that they're learning inside, it doesn't hold no value out here. And I'm only saying this because I've been through it, and I know how it goes, unfortunately. What else? So in essence, I started SCAFE. Just back to the basics. I started SCAFE to help men and women transition to society, and all the support we have is from the community and local people, church people, faith-based organizations, nonprofits, to make sure that we garner all these tools so we can give them to the men. So everything that we do, we give it to them for free, because I know that they have no money when they get out. So whatever we can do, whether it's resume writing services, providing suits and ties, being a person to help them speak etiquettely, and give them job readiness skills, is everything that SCAFE does. And I'm extremely honored to be here again, and thank you guys for listening.